are Love and Revenge.
And you're watching the
Sound
Effect.
We're back. Another show. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you tuning in. I am Todd T. Riley.
I'm Scott Johnston.
I'm Angie Muchmore.
And we are
The
Sound
Effect.
Effect.
As you can see, my man Scott back in the show tonight.
I'm back.
He was out last week playing hooky.
Yep.
But, of course, we can't forget our man behind the scenes, Mr. Doug Myers over there. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you for all you do, my friend.
Happen.
Tonight we got two special guest interviews for you, much like we did last week. The band Love and Revenge and singer-bassist Jasmine Cain in her band. Both of these interviews coming up on the show, along with some of their music. You don't want to miss that. We got these interviews a few weeks back when we were at the Full Throttle Magazine Motorcycle Expo at Burt's Barracuda over in Pinellas Park, and we had a great time and
awesome.
got some
Great
good
time.
interviews, some great people to chat with.
Great time. Just so happens that when I was in Daytona for training, if it would have been a week earlier, we would have been right there with that too. And I don't know how training would have went.
Well, with
because
Jasmine?
you mean
with
full,
over at
with the full
yeah,
throttle?
that's
and
right,
the,
that's right.
you know,
That was a bike week, right?
bike week and yeah, it would have been pretty bad. Also, don't forget we got the social media poll. Which logo do you think looks better? One of them was Kiss. The other one was Angel.
That's correct.
And you know what? You still got time to vote. You got to check these out. Now, don't just vote for, I like Kiss better, this and that. No, it's all about the logo. Which one do you think is cooler? Which do you think is a better logo? So get your vote in, and we will share the results with you a little bit later in the show.
Indeed, but first let's get into some music and entertainment news. Helps if you got the right thing pulled up, right? So, speaking of Angel and Kiss, legendary rock band Angel has signed a deal with Cleopatra Records. Original members Punky Meadows and Frank DiMino, along with current member Danny Farrell, have written 14 new songs, which they will begin recording in April. The tracks are described as very diverse, ranging from songs that are very melodic with real strong hooks to much heavier songs that contain great melodies and will have the classic Angel sound. The press release adds this album will appeal to all Angel fans of every area and previous albums. They're going to kick off a U.S. tour on April 11th and going to go over European shows to follow in August. Angel was discovered in a nightclub by none other than Gene Simmons of Kiss, and Angel was also known for their androgynous look and dressing all in white, a pure yin and yang contrast to Kiss's own all-black clothing and elaborate stage outfits. In 1975, the glam rockers were signed to the home label for Kiss, Casablanca Records, ultimately releasing 6 albums, 5 studio and 1 live, and uninterrupted between 1975 to 1980, they released those. That's pretty awesome. They mixed the best elements of glam, hard rock, and pure, unadulterated, fist-pumping, melodic sing-alongs. While Angel never quite reached the success of their label mates Kiss, they left the mark on the era with tracks like the hard-driving Rock and Rollers Tower and probably their most well-known song, 20th Century Foxes, which is off the soundtrack of the 1980 teen drama Foxes, starring a very young Jodie Foster.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I'm just trying to think, okay, what song do I know by them? But just so happens that, yes, 20th Century Foxes was one of the ones that I remember.
Yeah.
By those guys. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
A month after partnering with Led Zeppelin, Vans have announced a limited edition line of sneakers inspired by David Bowie. How cool is that?
that's cool.
David Bowie's awesome. Vans has taken artwork related to 4 of Bowie's classic albums and worked them into the new shoes, which should be available early next month. The lightning bolt of Aladdin Sane is represented, or old school model, the polka dots and the word space. Do you remember those?
I don't.
Yeah, that's from the Space
From
Odyssey.
Space Odyssey,
Space
yeah.
Odyssey,
I
yeah.
only remember Vans checkered. It's.
Yeah, I agree. Hunky Dory's mustard yellow also, and the typeface that shows up on the slip-on, and the bold red typeface with the lightning bolt from Ziggy Stardust. period
That's
are
pretty
also
cool.
featured on the skate high sneaker. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
that's
I'd
really
like to
cool.
see that. Vans also recently created 2 shoes for Led Zeppelin, a low top using the symbols from their untitled 4th album, and another with Hindenburg photo from their debut LP in the past.
That's pretty cool.
The company has released officially licensed shoes featuring Kiss, Iron Maiden, Pearl Jam, Motorhead, and Slayer, and
Now,
others.
from like a graphic standpoint, I mean, I know Slayer would probably be pretty cool, but I think the one that has the most to work with probably going to be Iron Maiden.
Yeah, probably.
You have,
I think it's pretty cool that they're doing the graphics on the shoes like that. It's
Yeah.
become a pretty big thing these days. You
Yeah.
see football players with, put out specific line of shoes and things like that, and it's a pretty cool thing.
But yeah, now you got
So-
artists doing it like Damn, I mean Korn, I mean a lot of different artists doing it.
Right.
A lot of people are going to want to get in on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Speaking
idea.
of Vans, a very, very cool fact. If you threw a Vans up in the air, no matter how it lands and how many times you throw it in the air, it will always land on the sole.
really.
Yep. Learned that one from my good bud Pam. And we tried it one night, and we were just throwing Vans up in the air and just throwing them. Every time lands right on the
Was
sole.
it multiple pairs of Vans, or
We tried a couple of different pairs, and,
Alright,
and they
that's
all
good,
did
yeah.
the same thing.
I
And
can
I
know
think
that.
it's because of the weight. The weight in the Vans, if you feel a Vans, it's all on the sole, and
Mm-hmm.
and just the way that the top of the sole, the shoe is formed, it's kind of a curve, so it would just roll over and roll onto.
like a cat that always lands on its feet?
Exactly. That's
See,
exactly what I said.
Yeah.
The only the consistent thing I was thinking is when you take the Vans and you hit it on your head and go, dude, that's my skull. I don't know. Maybe you don't remember that. Was Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So, Mr. Sammy Hagar, he said that his band, The Circle, inherited the songs that appeared on the 5150 album, which was first when he was first with Van Halen. That was 33 years ago, March 24th. Now,
Yeah. Yesterday.
yeah. Well, isn't today the 26th?
I'm sorry.
A couple days
2
ago.
days ago.
But
Yeah.
a couple days ago. Sammy continues to perform the number of the songs with his fellow Van Halen, with ex-Michael Anthony bass player, playing the Van Hagar era. I don't know if that's how
No, he did actually quote that.
That's exactly
quoted
what he
him.
said.
He
Okay.
actually called it Van Hagar himself.
Okay, so I guess it's safe to call it Van Hagar now. Okay, and which is whatever. I mean, I know a lot of people have been doing it anyways, but he said, "quote playing the Van Hagar era now with another band like Circle. It seems like no matter what song we play, it's a hit as soon as you kick it off."
Yeah.
Best of Both Worlds was never a single, but audiences they're singing it like it was a number one hit.
I love that song
And
too.
they don't sing number one hit like a Why Can't This Be Love. He said it's like they were all hits. He said it's awesome. So he noted when he's standing on stage singing those songs, he can really feel the magic of the moment from when they were written. He said it's really, really good stuff. Someone's got to play it, and I'm happy to. It seems like I've inherited the Van Hagar era, and Mikey and I, the bass player, so we'll serve it. Bassist Michael Anthony has been the focus of speculation about the return to Van Halen in the recent months. They got rumors suggesting the original lineup tour was discussed. Hager last month claimed that the band had made contact with Michael Anthony though no decision has been made. Later revealed that if they were thinking about doing a reunion, he was ready to take some time off from touring with the Circle. So I mean, that's for those of you that have been wanting a reunion tour like that, it's looking like it could actually really happen.
It's a possibility. They've actually talked about it, and I think it's really awesome that Sammy's willing to take time off of his band so that Michael can go and do that.
No, I think that's really cool. And Sammy said, Mikey is my dearest friend in the world. He's my favorite bass player and singer on the planet to be in a band with. And we will continue to be in a band our whole life. But if there was an opportunity for him to go play in Van Halen again, just to mend that up, just to keep the sour note from being in his head the rest of his life, he has my blessings.
I think that's
That's-
a very cool thing.
That's really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah, and it would be really cool to see the original Van Halen together like that. Because
That was
I've
one of the
seen
main
Van Halen
things.
since they've gotten back together with David Lee Roth, but it's been Eddie's son. You know?
And I mean, there's nothing against his son. It's just
No,
the
his son
thing
did a
is,
great job.
If you want to see the original lineup and the way it originally came out, you're going to want to see everybody.
If you know anything about Van Halen, all those high notes and stuff that you heard, the backing vocals and everything, they're all Michael.
That's
Anthony.
all Michael
It's
Anthony.
Michael Anthony all the way.
I mean, I saw it when I saw those guys play here back when he first was playing with Michael Anthony, and I mean they played with a few different lineups in the same set.
Right.
It wasn't Wolfgang. It was somebody else actually playing bass, and then there was a female bass player, and then all of a
that's
sudden,
right. I remember that.
Yeah. I had one of those on stage passes at the Ford Amphitheater, so I was on stage and looking out at the crowd. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But I mean,
Was that the David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar co-tour?
no,
okay.
it wasn't. I'm
Because I
trying
know
to
they
think
had
who else
people
was
on
playing
stage
with
for
them.
that.
No,
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive because I definitely remember that. It was also the first
I
time
I do
know.
remember they had
tried
the on
Cabo
stage.
Wabo
They
tequila.
actually had
It was
the
awesome.
the bleachers up on the stage for the people and stuff. That,
Yeah, my mother-in-law, Sammy is like her.
I know
she's
there's a
redhead.
reason I had that story for you, brother, and that was it.
Okay. Well, and the thing is, I mean, she's always been a redhead. I mean, a diehard Sammy Hagar fan, and
Got the license plate to prove
has
it.
a license plate that says Red Rocker, the whole 9 yards. I mean, he was singing. He came up and cut through our row. You think she was going to let him by without grabbing him? No, not a chance.
No way. No way.
We took a picture and
On a side
that
note,
was so cool.
you gotta love the redheads. I'm just saying.
No, and honestly,
I mean, I'm just being honest here.
I seriously got a thing for
mean, I could-
redheads.
I could
Married
go-
2 of them.
They're kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of.
we may be talking about different redheads, but I can agree on a couple on a few notes. We
All
can
right,
talk
John.
long.
Love the
We can
redheads.
talk long and long and long about Sammy Hagar. But here's one thing. Another thing I'm going to say is that my mother-in-law passed, and when Sammy got the news, he actually brought her picture and a few of
I
the
saw a
things,
picture
and
about
literally
of that.
literally dedicated a song, sang it. His wife, I don't know how much money they gave, but I mean, they really went out of their way for one of their fans.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's awesome.
You just don't see that very
yeah,
much.
no, not at all.
Or when people do it, they want recognition for it. Nobody knows about this. This is something they did out of the kindness of their heart.
They know now.
And well, they know now. But that's not why they did it. But
I know.
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's
Sammy's
awesome.
cool.
I've always
It's
thought
awesome.
that Sammy was really cool about stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this week in history, 1969, on March 25th, John Lennon and Yoko Ono staged their first Bed-In for Peace in Amsterdam. In 2015, British musician Zayn Malik announced he was leaving the band One Direction, and exactly 1 year later, he released his debut solo album, Mind of Mine, which became the first British male artist to debut at #1 in the United States. I'm really kind of surprised at that it was
Yeah.
2016 that happened. I swear I would have thought that happened sooner, But hey, that's a good thing for the record books
what
for
is
him.
a Bed-In for Peace? Because I mean, most college
that-
kids or high school kids are
You ever
doing
heard
that
about
like
the
every
John
weekend.
Lennon Bed-In for Peace? Yeah, well, they were just sitting in their bed and they're like, "We're not leaving our bed." Well, no, that's where he played songs and
take
all
a
that
stand
kind of
for
stuff,
sure.
and they all
Okay.
kind of laid around and.
I'm just in a
There.
stupid mood tonight,
know.
so I mean, you know what? I'm
It's
gonna.
kind of a
I'm gonna,
kind of a sit-in on a bed.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Well,
basically.
everybody, come on in.
Yeah. We're going to have a party on my bed.
Yeah.
It better be a big one. March 26, 1982, Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder released Ebony and Ivory in the UK. And on that very same day in 1986, Geffen Records signed Guns N' Roses.
Very cool.
March 27th, 1981, John Lennon's single Watching the Wheels was released posthumously in the UK. And in 1981, the exact same day, Blizzard of Oz, the debut solo album of English rock musician
Wow.
Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, was
What a-
released in the United States. So, Watching the
Spectre,
Wheels by
Matt
Lennon,
Spectre.
released in the UK, Ozzy in the US.
He's gonna bite the head off a
Same
bat.
exact day. So,
Famous birthdays this week.
Cool.
March 25th, 1942, Aretha Franklin, known as the Queen of Soul, and the first female performer inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, 1947, same day, Elton John was turned 72.
Wow.
Yeah.
72.
See the previews for that movie coming out about him? It looks pretty good. It looks
That'll
like
be
it's going to
another
be a
one to
good
watch.
one. Yeah, for sure.
March 26, 1944, Diana Ross from the Supremes turned 75.
Dang.
Also, same day, 1948, Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, 71.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
And Diana Ross, for that matter. But
We got his autograph on a guitar over there. We should have it on the wall.
yeah, we should. I
Our
didn't even
American
think about that.
Idol guitar.
Yeah.
Let's get everybody's autograph on it
Not
from
ours,
American
but,
Idol. Well,
we
no,
should
it's
have hung
not
it up
ours.
anyway. We should have hung it up. Anyway. Go get it, Doug.
Yeah.
March 27th, 1868, Patti Smith Hill, teacher and songwriter of what's probably the most famous song in history, absolutely the most sung, Every Day, the Happy Birthday song.
Yeah, well, happy birthday to her.
Yeah.
She died.
Right.
She died in 1946, but
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
probably singing it to her right now.
right.
I would like to get
1860.
residual on that one.
We were talking about that earlier.
Ching, ching,
Yes,
yeah.
a couple years ago, some lady tried to copyright that song.
Is she related?
Good luck.
Yeah, no, she just went after it and went for the copyright to that, and she actually got it. There was a brief
come
time
on.
when you weren't allowed to sing it in restaurants and things like that because she'd get royalties for it and stuff. But then they took that from her, and they're like, you can't copyright that.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just,
crazy.
It's too famous a song. I mean, everybody every day. That song is sung every day of the year. Every day. Somewhere in the world, that song's sung every day. It's by far the most famous song in history and absolutely the most sung.
That'd be like
There's no question about it.
Gene
Several times a
Simmons
day.
trying to copyright whatever you want to call that. I got a lot of different things for it. But what do you
know-
want to call it, Mr. Todd?
You know, Dio claims that
Yeah, he
that he
Dio
did that,
claims that
and he said that was something that his grandmother, I believe he said, used to do to ward away evil spirits.
She used to chase me around the bedroom.
So while some people call it the devil horns, it was actually to ward away evil spirits, which is the actual opposite of that. So,
Yeah, opposite.
yeah.
That
Thank
would
you-
probably scare
thank
me
you,
when I was
Dio.
a kid if she was coming at me, my grandma. Like, I'd be like,
Get thee behind me, Satan!
what happened to you, grandma? Also, the same
I
day.
always do this.
That's what I do.
I,
too,
wait, hold on. I thought that was like the surf.
It is.
I think it's called hang loose, but I just
Mahalo.
Yes.
Mahalo.
I just do it because
I do this too.
it's
We used to-
different.
In
Which
high
is-
school, be like, surf or
Which
die,
is I
dude."
love you in sign language.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. I never do the.
The other one I do, I can't do on camera, but I do that a lot.
I think we all know which one that is.
Here, birdie, birdie.
Here, birdie.
March 27th, same day, 1971, Mariah Carey's 48.
Wow, that's old. Wait a minute. I was born in 70. Oops.
And 1975, Fergie's 44.
Fergalicious.
They both
27th,
look
yeah.
pretty good. All right, so enough of that. Let's check out what events are going on. Let's get into one of our interviews. So the weekend of May 3rd through the 5th, the 9th annual edition of Florida's biggest rock experience. Welcome to Rockville's return to Jacksonville. It's a 3-day weekend with over 50 bands. There's going to be some really killer bands there. Tool, Korn, Rob Zombie, Shinedown, Judas Priest, Evanescence, a whole bunch of other ones. Check it out. General admission VIP tickets as well as hotel and camping packages are welcome to Rockville. Are on sale now at welcometoRockvillefestival.com. So go there and get yours. Hopefully we'll see you there.
And on the 25th, the 25th anniversary of the Tampa Bay Blues Festival is returning to Vinoy Park in St. Petersburg. The weekend of April 12th to the 14th, several great blues artists, including headliners Tab Benoit, I could be butchering it.
No, you're right.
Tab Benoit Well, I knew I was right. I was just testing you guys. On Sunday, we got Boz Skaggs on Saturday, and Johnny Lang kicking it off on Friday night. I know Todd's going to be there.
Yeah. Look, man, I contacted Johnny Lang's people, and I tried to get an interview for the show. And they said they're not doing any interviews for this because he's flying into town, doing the concert, and flying back out.
So that's why it's scheduled to have dinner with him. And this is not an interview. We're just having dinner. However, we're recording it.
But I'll get him one of these days when he comes into town. We're going to get that.
So we get. I mean, there's a lot of concerts coming to the area. I mean, Elton John, Buddy Guy, Little Feat, Winger and Firehouse. We got Whitesnake, the Little River Band, Pablo Cruz, Clint Black, Chicago, Disturbed. I mean, you guys got to see if these guys are coming to your town. I mean, some of these are just recently been told about, especially
Disturbed. Disturbed just came out yesterday. I just found that out. So
see if they're playing in your area. Check out some of the venues. Check it out, because I'm sure if they're playing here, they're either have already played there or about to play there. So
that's right. So a few weeks back, we were at the Florida Full Throttle Magazine's Motorcycle Expo at Burt's Barracuda over in Clearwater area, and the people there from Full Throttle Magazine and Burt from Burt's Barracuda, they just treated us really, really great. We really had a great time. Met a lot of cool people, and we spoke with the band Love and Revenge, and they put on a really great show there. So check it out. Here's the interview that we did along, and we're going to play a couple of their videos as well. So.
So we're on the road with the sound effect, and we are here at the Full Throttle Magazine Motorcycle Expo at Burt's Barracuda in Pinellas Park, Florida. Thank you for coming out here, people. It's a great time tonight. Autograph just got done playing. Lita Ford's going to be playing in just a little bit. And we have with us Love and Revenge. They played just before Autograph. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, baby. Buddy. Yeah, baby.
So, you guys, where exactly are you guys all from? Why don't you, I'm going to go down the line from one to the end here and introduce yourselves, what you play in the band, and where you're from. All right.
Greg, lead guitar player, originally from Long Island, New York, living here in Florida now.
Robert Raff. I'm actually play with myself, but I handle the media for the band. Nice. I'm from St. Pete.
I'm Johnny Shandrick, born and raised in Thunder Bay, Ontario, but I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba right now, and I'm the live sound engineer. I also sing live during the show.
Love it.
Nice.
That was a great
Damon Kelly, Canada/LA/Florida now.
Tommy John, I'm originally from New Jersey.
Very nice, very nice. It's nice to have you guys here. I mean, you guys going to be in town for a little while, or are you staying here for the expo? What are you doing?
I got to be on a plane tomorrow at 6 a.m. because I need to get home back to minus 40.
I'm from Minnesota. I know how that is, but you know what? I remember what it's like to keep that away.
Lead singer Casey Shane.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Where are you from, man?
I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm from Canada. It's about minus 70 right now, and I'm not going to say A.
So, yeah, you're not going to say A. And I mean, I'm from Minnesota, and people thought I said A too, but, you know, they watched that Fargo movie. That's not exactly correct. However, are you in a hurry to get back?
Hell no.
Well, would like to keep you here as long as we can keep you.
Yes, please.
So, with that said, I mean, what do you guys got going on? I mean, what's happening? What's happening moving forward? What are we doing here?
Actually, lots. It's been great touring with Skid Row and Autograph, Lita Ford, Dawkin. We're, lots of shows, lots of going on. We've been in LA. We played with the guys from Guns N' Roses and stuff like that on New Year's Eve. So everything's good. We're in the process of doing a new record with Ronnie King. Hi, Ronnie, if you're listening, from Los Angeles. And new album coming up, and just keep touring, keep writing, and keep stuff going. Oh, the new single, All For You. All For You. You. Yeah. So that'll be the new single coming out in February. So, yeah, excited. Lots going on. Lots.
Very cool, very cool.
So how did the band get its start? Who started the band?
Mr. Damon Kelly.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's all my fault, man. It's all my fault, man.
So you guys had a chance to play the Whiskey on New Year's Eve, right?
Yes, we were booked at the Whiskey a few times. We had some issues. You know, it's rock and roll, man.
That had to be pretty cool, though. I mean, you're playing one of the most well-known rock venues of all time on New Year's Eve and everything like that, which had to be a pretty cool big.
About that, like on New Year's Eve, it was with Quiet Riot and the members from Guns N' Roses, like I said, and it was, Faster Pussycat. It was the Whiskey A Go-Go's. Yeah, it's a famous spot around the world, and yeah, it was a great show, and we're all kind of family on the road and stuff like that. So, it was great. Yeah.
Nice to hear it. So, with that being said, what's the worst venue or show that you guys have ever played?
There's never a bad venue.
There's never a bad venue, man. If we get to present what we like to do, there's never a bad venue. It's live entertainment, man.
Nice answer. So, on the opposite side, what's the best show or venue you've ever played?
Today.
Right here, man. Right here.
Yes, absolutely. Today.
Right here and right now. That's it. That's a good one.
Very cool. I mean, you know, you guys been around. I mean, have you tried different things? I mean, what would you say is probably the biggest challenge that you faced moving forward with what you guys are doing?
Trying to get together because we're multinational, man. 3 Canadians, 3 Americans.
And that's challenging for sure.
Oh, I can imagine that's challenging, but you know, fact of the matter is we're used to the cold. They're not. I mean, what's your input on it? I mean,
Don't come up to Canada. Let's keep it in the U.S. Let's rock it, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Worldwide, though, hey, you know, we'll go to Canada eventually, maybe when it's hot, but we're gonna take over the world. That's the plan.
and that's not a bad thing. So, what kind of plans you guys got moving forward? What things are in the works? I mean, what can we look forward to tuning in with you guys?
Well, we got lots of U.S. shows coming up. It's looking like Europe for a couple months next fall, and we've got a Canadian tour. We can do that, but I mean, our basis is lots in the States. Absolutely.
Very nice.
USA. We love USA. Absolutely.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. With everything that you guys have done, I mean, what would you say is probably the biggest challenge that you faced moving forward with your career?
There is no challenge. You know, we test. We want to be the best. Every time we go out, we rehearse, we take our craft very seriously. We work very hard at what we do. We take it very seriously, and we are going to strive to be number one. That's it. There's no challenge. We are going to be number one. That's what I think. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So you mentioned you got an album coming out. When are you expecting that to come out?
I would say probably fall this year, probably before we go to Europe. We're kind of striving for that. We're recording in LA, but you know, like the guy said, we're all kind of from all over the place, and we just got to do that between the touring and stuff like that. But by fall, we'll have the new record out, and we go to Europe, and yeah, just go. Let's do it.
Is everybody involved here on the album?
Absolutely, everybody here. This is the lineup. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's got to make it pretty difficult, being that you're talking America and then Canada. Like you were saying, the hard part's got to be just getting together.
A little bit, but we spend a lot of time together, even on stage and off stage. You know, we're all brothers at the end of the day, you know, so we spend a lot of time. We have barbecues. We write songs, but we also have barbecues, and, you know, we're brothers. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's the way it should be in a band, of course. So who was it they said you played with?
Oh, I've been on the road with Steelheart, Brittany Fox, a couple of tribute type specialty type shows. But I love and Revenge. It's a great band, and I really enjoy working with them.
How long were you with Steelheart?
Not that long, just a few tours, and then I met the guys from Brittany Fox, and then joined them. Was with them about 5 years and whatnot. Joined Nova Rex for a few years. Still play with them every now and then. But Love and Revenge, I've been with a little over a year now, almost a couple years, and I love it. These guys are great. Nice. They're my brothers.
That's cool. Great. How many albums you guys got out so far?
So far 3, but this will be the. Let's concentrate on this one. This new one's going to be the stand the test of time, timeless rock and roll. So we're gonna start from now. Absolutely.
Awesome. Anything else you guys want to say to the fans?
We love you, baby.
And please, we appreciate the support, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And please keep supporting everybody, not just us.
Great,
Find us
great.
on Facebook, Love and Revenge.
Yeah, so where can they find you?
Love and Revenge on Facebook, man.
Yeah, Facebook, loveandrevenge.com, Twitter, Instagram, Twatter, whatever it is. I don't really do that. You can tweet and twat us. You can twat us anytime. Absolutely, twat us. Love and Revenge, baby.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you being on the show. We are the Sound Effect. Thank you, sir. Have a great tour. We want to thank Full Throttle Magazine. They are fantastic. They are awesome guys. Thank you for Burt's Barracuda for having this event here, and thank you for watching.
I couldn't breathe again today. I never thought I'd watch you slowly slip away. I never had a choice. I need to hear your voice. It took my breath away. I heard your voice again today. The sound of angels whispering away. I'd walk 1,000 miles just to see you smile. Wipe your tears away. It's harder than it seems. I don't know what it means if I just breathe.
So there you have it, our interview with Love and Revenge from the Full Throttle Magazine Motorcycle Expo at Burt's Barracuda. That was a few weeks back there, and had a really great time. Love and Revenge is really cool. The song was called Breathe. Hope you enjoyed that video for you. And we got another interview coming up in just a little bit here with the very lovely Jasmine Cain. She rocks.
She's really cool.
She is really cool. So it's a great one. So make sure you stick around for that. In the meantime, let's find out what happened with the show poll.
So, which band logo do you think is better? Kiss or Angels? Well, I mean, you know, if you're just looking at logos, for me, it wasn't Kiss. It was definitely the other band. I mean, you know, it's cool. You can stand on your head or stand straight up. And it's the exact same thing.
Actually, I think that's probably, in my opinion, one of the coolest logos I've seen because of that. You know, the fact that it can be flipped over and read exactly the same way, that the N is also a G, and the A is a combination of an E and an A. You know, so that the word just, you know, it's pretty cool, man. I think that's just a very unique way of doing things, and very well thought out, and it looks pretty cool. I like it, so I voted for Angel.
Yep.
In my opinion, I saw somebody commented about it being hard to read.
Yeah.
Which
No,
I get.
I agree.
I understand
agree
that.
with that. I do agree with that.
But I'm with you guys. I love that you can flip it either side and still it's the same. I love that. So I agree.
Right.
Angel for sure.
So the only way you could have made Angel better is instead of, you know, standing up and seeing it the right way and standing in your head, because I'm never on my head that much. However, if it looked the same way, if you're like laying down like this.
Right, like sideways.
Yeah, I get like that a little bit more. That would have been the only way to make it better. But awesome logo.
You know, I
Very
get
cool.
the Kiss one. It's iconic. You see it, you know exactly the band.
It's a brand.
It's a brand. There's no doubt about it.
But then again, if I took that Angel logo and put it on everything from a stick of gum to a pinball machine, you would probably recognize that logo too.
Yeah.
And you can't you can't shake a stick at anything they've done there. I mean, honestly, what
kudos to
hasn't
Kiss for that.
sold?
Yeah.
I mean,
kudos
think about
to
it.
Kiss for that. They are the most
Sold everything.
branded band in all of history, and probably, I would probably say the biggest brand in history. Nobody has put their logo on more.
Like that goes.
Nobody has put their logo on more stuff than Kiss. Name
I mean,
one.
let's
name one
honestly,
company.
think about it. Chat room, anybody, pipe up. I mean, who's somebody else that you see that has a lot of swag, so to speak? I mean, you know, anything that any original concert tee that can be offered at Target now and people still recognize it, obviously they've done a good job to stay afloat. However, that still doesn't bring them to the extent of what Kiss has done and had anything. I mean, they had the movie, they got little Kiss dolls,
comic book.
I mean, you know, you don't have to talk about posters and stuff. That's what everybody has. I mean, like stuff that people don't have.
Kiss has put out literally every single thing you could think of promotion-wise with their logo on it. Everything. Shot glasses to a coffin.
They probably have Kiss underwear, don't they?
They do.
Right?
They do.
Yes. Yep. They toothbrushes. You name it.
Toilet paper.
Promote. Yep.
Now that would be one thing I don't think I'd want my logo on, because think about what's happening here. You know?
Wipe my butt with your band.
Honestly, that should be something that you pay money to put like your ex-girlfriend's face on or something. You know? You'd sell the poop out of those. Trust me. I took it in the wrong direction. But hey, you know, so as far as the internet and everybody goes, I honestly thought I was going to end up going with Kiss just for the fact that a lot of people will vote for Kiss no matter what. Even if the other logo was the best thing you've ever seen, they still would have went with Kiss. However, Kiss did lose. Angel won 54% to 46%, which is really, really close.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ray
really
said
close.
Angel was an awesome band. He had their hell of a band record way back when, and great stuff. Very cool logo. Paul said he can barely read the Angel logo, as you were mentioning.
Right.
So for him, it was a fail, and Kiss is iconic, so how can it lose? Natasha, love you, Natasha. Thanks for watching all the time.
Just as I was saying, because
but
Kiss
she said Kiss
kicks ass.
just because, yeah. Which I get. That's cool. If you like the band better and therefore you like the logo better, that's a cool thing.
You can't read it standing in your head, though.
No.
But then Terry also said that Angel, that logo's trippy as hell, and I wanted to say Kiss, though, but based on how simply iconic it is, which, that's one of the reasons I put that in the post this week, Don't just vote for the Kiss one because it's more familiar. You're
Right.
more familiar with the band. Of course, you're going to be more familiar.
It's kind
with
of
the
cool
band.
is that they were both on the same label too.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that had anything to do with.
That's what was so cool about it. I was looking for news for the show, and then I stumbled across the Angel news, and I was like, I was going to go with something else, and I was like, I got to do that one because it just ties in with, with the poll this week and stuff, and the fact that Kiss found him,
Yeah,
Gene
that's
Simmons
cool.
found the band.
That's
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. That is cool.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool thing. So definitely appreciate everybody for voting on that. I think the voting's still going on a little bit longer, so get your votes in if you want to. In the meantime, let's step into the spotlight and get into some Jasmine Cain. So, rounding out the show tonight, also while we were at the Florida Full Throttle Magazine Motorcycle Expo over at Burt's Barracuda Harley. That is going to be a really cool place, by the way. I'm looking forward to when that's going to be done.
Stairs, looking great.
Man, they had some sweet bikes there. We had a great time speaking with the lovely Jasmine Cain and her band. They were really, really cool, and we had fun talking to them. So check it out. Here's that video with Jasmine Cain.
Hey, I'm Jasmine Cain, and you're watching
The Sound Effect.
Yeah, baby.
We're on the road with the Sound Effect, and we are here at Full Throttle Magazine's Motorcycle Expo at Burt's Barracuda in Pinellas Park, Florida. If you came out here tonight, you had a great time. I know you did. A lot of really awesome bands. In fact, we are with Jasmine Cain in the band, and they killed it. If you missed them, you missed out on an awesome show. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and thanks for the interviews.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
No, this is awesome, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you. So why don't introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
My name's PK, and I hit things with sticks.
My name's Jordan Repke, and I try not to get hit with PK sticks.
My name's Jasmine Cain, and I do whatever needs to be done.
That's the right attitude right there, girl. That's awesome, yeah. So I understand that you guys have you've gotten some awards, right?
We've actually, we won several awards. I mean, they go back for quite a long time. So here lately, the most recently, we've been nominated and won the Nashville Industry Music Awards for Best Alternative Rock Band, and we won that 2 years in a row. The requirements to be able to be nominated are to have an album release within a certain time frame. And since it's taken us almost 2 years to complete this latest album that we're about to release May 10th, called 7, we weren't eligible for any of those awards for this last year. We did put out a live album, live at Suck Bang Blow, which we did in Myrtle Beach at that bar, Murals Inlet. And it's awesome. We love it. We did something in the meantime just because the album took much longer than we expected. By far, this is the most time we've ever put into an album. So this is the big one. This is what we're going for. And I think you're going to see us back up on that awards podium once this thing's out. So
Very cool. Now I know you guys do a lot of. You're touring all over the place, but you're from Nashville, aren't you? You guys from Nashville?
originally,
No, for some reason I was thinking you guys are from Nashville.
well, I'm from
She's
Sturgis. Yeah.
But I
yeah.
thought one of you guys might be from Nashville. That's what I
You're
thought.
from Nashville.
Well, that's where we're based out of. I was born in North Carolina. I'm a transplant too, just at a young age.
And he's from.
I'm from Wisconsin originally, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Well, we're based out of Nashville.
Yeah, we're all in Nashville
No, we're
now.
from Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Nashville.
Actually, I'm not from Nashville
Yeah,
either.
that's kind of like Florida. Nobody from Florida is from Florida. Right. Well, there's a few people, but they're few and far between. So, yeah, well, I mean,
We are now.
We're all from Florida now. We're all from Florida now. It's great.
Yeah, we're here.
we're all from Florida. Everybody's a transplant in Florida, and once you come down here, you're a Floridian. So we just make it home. I came down here and never left. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. So you're from Sturgis, which would probably make you the biker event queen of all time, correct?
It should.
Well, it is in our book. It is in our book. So what else is going on? I mean, you guys aren't stopping here. Where are we going from here?
Headed back to Nashville for the time being. We actually just launched our Patreon, which if you don't know anything about Patreon, you should definitely check it out. It's more of an online concert. You can join us on there. It's a subscribe
Very
to
cool,
join us
very
on there. We're going to be doing like live chats, acoustic shows. So basically we can be anywhere at any time. So that's kind of what we're seeing is the new wave of like how this works, because we're still going to continue to tour. We love to tour. We love to, I mean, I became a musician because I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. But there's no way possible for us to see everybody around the globe all the time. So this is the only way for us to be able to stay in contact and stay, connected to our fans all over the place. We had a friend come up from New Zealand who just wanted to see our shows because he can't see us in New Zealand ever. So he came up over the holidays, over Christmas, stayed like for 3 weeks, went to every show he could of ours. We went riding motorcycles, we had a great time.
He traveled over 20,000 miles, I think, over 20,000 miles. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Philip.
That's what we're looking forward to doing. We want to have that one-on-one connection with people, but we want to have it all across the globe. So if you guys have 5 seconds, go to Patreon, patreon.com and /Jasmine Cain. Find us on there for as little as $1 a month. That's the cheapest. You can follow us everywhere. We're gonna take you on the road with us, and you're gonna see everything just like us.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, you do play a lot of places. I mean, not trying to put you on the spot, but I mean, what do you think is going to be? What do you think was one of your best venues, best gigs that you guys have played?
You're new. This doesn't count.
This is pretty cool.
This was really cool. Yeah. This event is always amazing. So, Full Throttle Expo never disappoints. It's
awesome.
There's always so many people that show up and they treat us really well. I mean, we get to hang out in VIP.
Ooh, yeah.
They don't just kick us out and tell us to go away.
Well,
it's so good.
Not today they didn't. Not today they didn't.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But
No.
They actually asked me to leave earlier.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can pull some strings. You'll be hanging out.
like I said,
You know,
they don't
now,
really,
we don't have to name names, but on the flip side of the coin, what do you think was maybe one of your less favorable experiences? I mean, you don't have to name venues.
Do
I know.
No.
Nah, you got something in mind.
No, we
can
can't.
talk about that later.
We cannot talk about it now. No, that's a definite no.
Well,
there was this one show one time in this one place, and it was crazy.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we run into a lot is we get a lot of we have a lot of contact with different aspects of the biker world. You know, we do a lot of stuff in the biker community, and people have heard our name, and they want us to come, and we love doing special events for people, and we love doing everything from, the huge festivals like this to we do a lot of things for charity. In fact, we have some things coming up on May 4th in Nashville that's going to be a charity event. But for a lot of these events, we kind of go into them blind. So we don't necessarily know the people who we're meeting. We don't necessarily know entirely what the event is for, and we don't really know what the room is going to be like, what the PA is going to be like, if there's a PA. And these things aren't things that people think about when they book a band. They're like, hey, just show up and play some music. That's great. But the logistical aspect of, we have to drive 400 miles in a blizzard in the middle of December to this tiny bar that may not have. Oh, what do you mean you guys didn't bring your own microphones and your own PA and your own stuff? And it's just like, this was that, So there's a lot of that. Sometimes you show up and we go to these small places and they'll take amazing care of us. They provide every last need that we could possibly have. And sometimes you're like, oh, well, we know it's negative 20 outside, but our heater just broke, but so you only have to play a 3-hour set instead of a 4-hour set. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, you know, so you never know what you're going to run into.
Basically,
really.
rock and roll is hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
That pretty much says it.
But rock and roll rocks, so that's a good thing. So do you guys all have a hand in writing the songs?
I like to involve everybody as much as possible. I only play bass and some guitar, so for these songs to really come to life, I count on everybody putting in their own input. There's no way that I could come up with the parts that they come up with. It's totally them. Jordan did all the guitar work on this record, and you know, usually I try to bring in different players that, you know, special guest appearances or people that I know or friends or whatever, but honestly, none of them really could play as well as you.
Well, thank you.
Nice job.
No, I mean, he's mind-blowingly good. It was great to have a guitar player that you've already got in this band that can just play circles around it, and I mean, that we were glad to be able to use him for everything on this one. That's awesome.
Well, I get what you're saying. Being a guitar player myself, I was watching him the whole time, and yeah, absolutely fabulous.
It's our first record together.
Nice, nice. Look forward to hearing that.
Too. So I mean, being a three-piece, you know, you got to be able to fill all the gaps. Whether it's you as a drummer playing bass, playing guitar. I mean, three-piece has its challenges, and you would have no idea. I mean, it was powerful. It was a great show. Really cool. Very cool.
One of the things that we get to do as a three-piece is we all get to play, you know, and to have, you know, to be playing with, you know, 2 other players in a band who are very capable, very competent, and very tasteful players, you kind of fall into this place. You know, sometimes we'll do something that has keyboards, so I have to play a keyboard part. Sometimes there is an electronic drum pattern that PK has to learn. Sometimes there's a synth bass part that Jasmine has to play at the same time. We're working out, you know, multi-track vocal harmonies. We're working with music that's, you know, meant for, like, not just 2 guitar players, but, you know, like 4 or 5 guitar parts going on. So you have to juggle that stuff, but it's so much fun. The challenge of that is so much fun as a musician, you know.
Very cool. Very cool.
So Jasmine, who were your influences? You did a lot of different styles and a lot of diversity in your songs and stuff, vocally and musically and stuff. And I was highly impressed with everything you did. Fantastic. So who influenced you in music growing up?
I grew up on country music. A lot of people don't really know that about me, but I grew up on a cattle ranch in South Dakota. So country music is really where I learned the basics of music. I learned how songs were written. They told a story. They, you know, there was a formula to it. I always loved country music. What I didn't love about country music growing up was the female voices were very thin and quiet. It was very thin and quiet voices, and I didn't feel like that wasn't what I was. I wanted to come out and just, you know, belt it out there. And the first person that I heard in my life that really did that in country music was Winona Judd. I thought she sounded like a female Elvis to me. So I was like, Winona Judd was cool. And my parents really didn't let me listen to rock and roll until I left home, which was early at 13. So I left home early, and then I started checking out different rock and roll, and of course fell in love with all the women of rock. You know, Hart, Joan Jett. Joan Jett's really ultimately what made me decide that I wanted to do this full time, because she made it fun. You know, she made rock and roll fun. And I just wanted to have fun. I didn't want to be so serious all the time. I just wanted to have a good time.
So were you here last night to see Lita?
Oh, we did a show with Lita last year here. So we got to open for her last year here. But no, we did not make it here last year. Nashville's a long way from here. We made it to like Valdosta.
So that guitar, man, we were talking about that earlier. Who makes that guitar? It's a beautiful guitar you got.
Yeah. So I just started working with this company based out of the builder lives in Spain. The main company's based out of Austin, but they have a custom shop in Nashville. They're called Taya Guitars, T-E-Y-E. You can go online, check them out at Taya, T-E-Y-E.com. They have all amazing models, but what I love about those guitars is I always try to fool the guitar builder, because everybody builds a guitar for the open chords. You know what I mean? Oh, these open chords sound amazing. So I always pick a note that's not a very guitaristic note, and I'm like, here, let's see what this does. And the sustain on that thing, it's a beautiful instrument, and if you go to the website, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But they're amazingly beautiful instruments, but they sound just as good as they look. And I was so inspired the first time I put my hands on one. I was like, yes, this is a family I want to be a part of.
Nice, yeah. Got a lot of great tone out of that guitar. It was sweet. Very sweet. So where can people find out more about you guys?
Ask PK.
Oh, JasmineCain.com, Facebook, Twitters, Instagrams, YouTubes, Patreon. Yeah, Grinder. Oh wait, no, not that last one. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's
Just go to Twitter, Jasmine Cain Rock. Go to Facebook, Jasmine Cain Rocks with an S. And our Patreon.com, man. That's where you find us everywhere. And of course, JasmineCain.com. If you need all the links, everything's up there. So come find us.
So I'm going to ask you one more question. No offense to these guys whatsoever, but if you could play with any band in the world and any musicians, live or dead, who would they be?
I already have them. I'm good.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Group hug.
I'm glad that I got a chance to see you guys. I mean, it's a I'm surprised, very surprised. You guys are awesome. You guys did an awesome job, and I look forward to seeing you again.
I'm pretty good for a girl.
I would have to say the same thing. She definitely holds her own, and she belts it. She plays awesome bass. She's a hell of a singer, and you guys have to check her out. You guys have to check her out. You get a chance.
Thank you to Jasmine Cain. One last question, because I know the girls watching are going to want to know where you got those glasses, because they're pretty cool.
I told you. Everybody says these look stupid, but I'm like, these are...
I never said that. For the record, I never said that.
Girls, I'm telling you, this is the shit right now. I think I got these on dollskill.com. Dolls Kill. That's what I think I got them. But yeah, so Kevin can stick it up.
We are the Sound Effect. Thank you very much, Jasmine Cain, for being on here. We appreciate you guys. You guys killed it tonight. We look forward to seeing you again sometime down the road. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Tune in for more later on. Good night. That was awesome. Thanks so much to Jasmine Cain and the band for doing that interview with us. We love chatting with them. Jan, she's so cool.
Very
when
cool,
I
very
walked
down
up
to
to
earth.
talk to her first to ask her about doing an interview, and I mean, I'd never met her before, and she just gave me a hug right off the bat. Like she'd known me before. And then posed for a selfie and stuff, which was cool. But she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely do the interview. Just let me." Sign some autographs in here and talk to some people. And I was like, sure, no problem. And she went away and came back and then went away and came back. And then, hey, cool, let's go do that interview. And she never forgot. And she was super, super cool about it. And I appreciate that so much. So I know you're watching, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Love people like that.
Very cool. Very, very rockin' chick. And check her out. I know you'll be impressed. I know I was. And again, I mean, very cool person. Very down to earth, and the other thing that I think is really cool is she's doing this all herself. I mean, she's making this all happen. I mean, she's booking her own shows. I mean, I read up on her a little bit, and she's definitely somebody you want to check out and maybe take some lessons from.
I believe the word you used was stalked.
No,
He actually did. He did.
I don't really have a good answer for that because I don't want to lie. No, I did fact find a little bit because you were talking so much about what was that called? We're talking about the band site that helps people
Patreon.
get funding.
Yeah,
Patreon. I mean, she mentioned that in the interview and whatnot, and I wanted to go check that out more. And I mean, I was blown away. I mean, not only what it does, but what she was doing and the wording that she's using and everything. You guys need to check it out. Like I said, somebody you can take some notes from and actually learn from. So I can't say more. I mean, Jasmine was a pleasure. Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for that interview, Jasmine. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing great on your tour and everything, and see you again when you come back into town. I know I'll be there for sure.
Yeah, me
so we
too.
got a couple videos we're going to play from Jasmine Cain. These are a little bit older than don't have the guys in the band that she was doing the interview with, because she's got a new album coming out with those guys very soon, and hopefully we'll get some videos
from that. She's got some really quality videos. They are done. They're excellent. The quality of them is there, and the songs are fantastic. So check this first one out. It's Jasmine Cain and Fade.
Weight building on your shoulders. Time makes you so much older. Bridges built of wooden pieces breaking loose, grasping ropes of rotted fragments torn in two, staring forward, knowing what you'd have to do, racing faster, but you'll never make it through and fade. Darker shade of gray, watch you waste away, and I can't stand to watch you fade. Just a memory of what you used to be, and I can't stand to watch you. Time passing in the distance flies by you in an instant. Scared and confused, losing battles every day. Soldier, broken hands of scars and stains that never fade. Darker shade of gray, watch you waste away, and I can't stand to watch you fade. Just a memory, what you used to be, and I can't stand to watch you fade. Where's the friend I used to know? Oh, I'm just a face without a name, and you don't even see me standing right in front of you, in front of you. Fade, darker shade of gray, watch you waste away, and I can't stand to watch you fade. Just a memory of what you used to be, and I can't stand to watch you fade. Darker shade of gray, watch you waste away, and I can't stand to watch you fade. Just a memory of what you used to be, and I can't stand to watch you. I can't stand to watch you fade. I haven't had a dream in so long, and to me to make a right so wrong and turn a blessing into a curse. 'Cause I'm a loser, a liar, a fool on fire, a sinner that's sick in the soul. I'm the only thing that grows the more that you take away. Every day I feel more like a hole, more like a I feel like a question with no answers. I keep my demons deep within. There is no cure for this disaster. You burn like the acid under my skin. 'Cause I'm a loser, a liar, a fool on fire, a sinner that's sick in the soul. I'm the only thing that grows the more that you take away. Every day I feel more like a hole, more like a I'm a loser, a liar, a fool on fire, a sinner that's sick in the soul. I'm the only thing that grows the more you take away. Every day I feel more. Every day I feel more. I'm a loser, a liar, a fool on fire, a sinner that's sick in the soul. I'm the only thing that grows the more that you take
Boom. There you have it. A couple of great videos from Jasmine Cain, Fade and Hole, and looking forward to more stuff from her. We're also looking forward to more stuff from Love and Revenge in the near future. I want to thank both of those bands for doing the interviews with us there at the Full Throttle Magazine's Motorcycle Expo at Bert's Barracuda Harley. We appreciate you very much. We really enjoyed those interviews. Hope you enjoyed doing them with us. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. Appreciate it.
I just want to point out that Carl Anderson, he asked Jasmine if she had any dates locked down with Sturgis yet, and she said yes.
Cool.
She'll be announcing them soon.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
So
Very cool. Awesome. Thanks for watching, Jasmine. That's awesome. Thanks for,
Very cool.
I think even
you
Damon
for the
Kelly, I
support.
believe, tuned in as well.
Nice.
So I know he commented on where he could watch it. So hopefully he managed to tune in to watch the show in time, because I didn't see
Cool.
his post until just a couple seconds ago. So I want to thank those guys for being on the show, of course. And thank you to Bakemore Pies for letting us do the show. We always appreciate you. The opportunity that we have here. Thank you so much, Cords. And actually, we got something cool that we're going to mention here. We don't do a lot of local stuff as far as cover bands and things like that are concerned, but our girl Ange here, she's been sitting in and guest co-hosting with us recently, and we thank you so much for that, Ange. Appreciate that.
You are welcome.
And she has something that she is putting on, an event here in town, and we're going to let you talk about it and tell them.
Thanks, Todd. Yeah, it's the 3rd annual Gary Muchmore concert.
Cool.
Which is, this is what Vic says all the time. If you don't know who Gary Muchmore is, you've been living under a rock.
Like, he's top production guy in our area, in the Tampa Bay area.
He was around for a long time.
So who is Gary Muchmore, Angie Muchmore?
Gary Muchmore is my father, first and foremost, but just an awesome guy. He's inspired and taught a lot of people over the years. And I don't think he even knew, how he touched so many people. And so we try to honor him every year in this concert and bring out, different bands with people that he's worked with.
Right.
Which is constantly changing every year because there's so many people. And everybody wants to play and kind of, I call it play their respects. That's what I've...
Right.
Everybody, we want to give everybody a chance, so we do this every year. And it's to benefit his favorite charity, Wounded Warriors.
That's cool.
Which is, awesome.
Yeah, your dad was a great guy. Anybody that was anybody in town in a band and stuff knew who he was. And he did sound for us a couple of times.
Not just on a local level, and on a smaller or medium sized venue. We're talking huge, huge.
He's
festivals.
done European tours. He did livestock.
Livestock here.
You're talking some
you're
massive.
You're not going to get any bigger shows than this, and this guy was running them for years.
He was very influential. I didn't know until his passing. But it's going to be a great show. It's going to be fun. It's
he was
packed.
like the main guy for Sabotage, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He toured with Sabotage for a long time.
Really cool.
A lot of big names I didn't even know about till I seen he saved everything. I'll just say
Right.
that.
Yeah.
He saved everything, and some of the stuff I seen, I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Your dad was a rock star in his own right.
Yeah, he's got
Sure.
an itinerary for Poison and Quiet Riot, and I'm like, okay.
I didn't even know it was back in the day. If I would have known.
Yeah, lots of people.
So what? The event is.
The event is at Quaker Steak and Lube in Clearwater on April 20th. And it goes all day. It's from 12 until 10 p.m.
How much it costs? Is it?
No, it's free.
A free
It's free.
event.
Live
Free
music.
event.
There's going to be raffles, auctions, lots of cool stuff. A couple people from Leonard Skinner are coming out.
Nice.
So how many have you had already then?
This is the third one.
This is a third one. Okay, so I'm just
kind of technically the fourth because we had one right after he passed.
right.
And then the next year was the first, the second, and this is the third.
Yeah.
And we have 8 bands playing. Lots of different types of music. There's something for everybody, honestly.
Yeah, and all the bands that worked with him at one point too,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
definitely.
And there would have been so many bands offering to play this gig. I mean, there's only so much time in the day.
Oh,
and I mean, it's
yeah,
not like an offense, like, oh, I chose this one and this one. I mean, again, there's so many people that played with Gary. You wouldn't even be able to, it'd be over the whole weekend.
For sure.
And you'd have still
and
bands
then still
left,
there'd be
and
people like,
left over.
hey, man, why ain't I playing? What's...
Exactly.
He did sound for every single one of my bands at one point or another.
Yep, mine
there's
too.
different shows
Mine
that I
too.
played, and he was the sound guy
In
for
Florida, anyways.
In fact, all the shows where we sounded the best, your dad was the sound guy.
Yeah.
No question about that. So
He had an awesome ear, and he was a professional, and he was fair.
Yeah, very much so.
And he was most certainly a character.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Yeah,
him
I
by like
remember
muchisms is what I call
my
it.
first gig being a roadie was down at Rib Fest, and man, I knew I was the low man on the totem pole. But it was fun, man. It was fun. And that's the first time that I met him when I first moved down to Florida. That was back in
I first met him when
2000.
he was doing livestock because I worked for 98 Rock, so I worked at livestock events with the radio station, and he was out there working all the shows, and so I got to know him pretty well, from that, and just kind of grew from out of that,
Yeah.
Just from
One of the
being
things I
around.
love about meeting everybody that, worked with him or knew him, everybody has a different crazy story. I love that.
Yeah.
He did.
He was a great guy.
We're-
He really was.
I was playing with my friend Wes Condell in the band called Bob Level. We were playing livestock, and they happened to be working the show too. And I don't know why or what happened, but Gary's like, "We need security T-shirts. Anybody can get T-shirts." I'm like, "I can get T-shirts." No, I mean like now get them. Like I need them in a
Like I
couple
need you to
hours.
run out and come right back.
We just got to Zephyr Hills, Florida, and I mean, then I hear this, and I mean, if it would have been somebody else, that's one thing, but Gary wanted them, so yes, we're gonna make a quick phone call, and yeah, we can drive all the way back to where we just came from and get you
Yeah.
T-shirts and head back. I mean, that was one of the stories that I can tell on the air.
On the air, right.
Yeah.
I was going to follow up with that,
Yeah.
yes.
That was the safest story.
So, yeah, this is just a great way to honor him and his contribution to music and, how he affected and many people and just, gave them inspiration. And, he's a big believer in teaching the next generation so
Right.
they can follow through and carry on and continue.
And he emphasized that in local music too.
Yeah.
That's
He
one of the
inspired
things he
so
wants
many.
to keep going, and that's cool.
So
Very
it's
cool.
just,
Very cool.
lots of musicians come out. Everybody ends up jamming. It's just lots of fun. Quaker Steak's awesome.
Yeah,
They have
it's
great
cool.
food. You can eat, whatever.
And it's
There's
still,
lots of
and
stuff.
I mean, anything we tell you about the event today, there's still time, and we're going to be adding to it.
Yeah.
April 20th is a little, few weeks away from now.
You never know,
you know,
what's going to happen.
You got some guitar giveaways.
I do.
Very
I
cool.
do.
Nice.
2 or 3 of them.
So
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you guys.
You
need
doing
to
a
come
raffle
out
for
here,
that?
I'm doing a
you
raffle. Well, that'll probably be the auction, but we have,
Yeah.
some baskets and gift certificates. And
Todd's trying to win.
literally
another
the gift
one for our wall,
certificates. In the gift certificates, there's something for everyone too.
Very cool. That's awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be fun. So
Yeah.
everybody come out,
It's
come
a
have
great.
fun.
It's a great
Nice.
thing. I enjoyed
Nice.
it the last couple of years.
And it's a great charity. It's Wounded Warriors.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
absolutely. Yeah. So the promo video that we're just about ready to play for that's your dad's music on there, isn't it?
It is. It is Messiah's. It's
Very
his
cool.
vocals. Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool. All right.
Kick it off there, Doug.
Thank
see pictures of little Ange in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was probably like 4 years old in that picture. But
Yeah.
as you can see behind us, big soundboard.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. Looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town because it's my birthday weekend.
Oh, man.
You had to pick
really?
that, didn't you? So,
Actually, I didn't actually choose
Why
that.
can't
I
we?
wish I kinda
Why
would've.
can't we have your birthday here? You got something really cool.
Actually, my
going on, or
birthday's Monday, but I'll be out of town for that weekend. So going
Right,
to
well,
St. Augustine.
Who knows what's going to
So,
happen? I mean, maybe you
can have my birthday here because it's literally the day before the show.
Maybe Todd will just show up. Boom.
Maybe I'll just borrow one of the cameras. Boom.
Fly back in and fly back out.
Yeah, you never know.
So next week, I mean, is a work in progress. We got a couple things going on, but until we have it confirmed,
you're not going to know about it.
You're not going to know about it. But as soon as
gonna
we
be a
have it
giant
confirmed,
surprise.
we'll definitely let you know. So.
Yeah, be sure to visit our website at thesoundeffectsshow.com where you can see previous shows, find out what's coming up on the show calendar. You can watch replays and all that good stuff. While you're there, be sure to click on the links, visit our social media pages, add us, like us, subscribe to us, all that good stuff, and you'll be able to see this show. Well, maybe not tonight, but probably by tomorrow. I'll have it up there for you, somewhere around there anyway. So thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all of you. Thank you to Love and Revenge and Jasmine Cain for the interviews. Appreciate you. Thanks for letting us use your videos as well for the show. And we will see you next week on the show. Closing out, we have another one from Jasmine Cain. This is Nightingale.
Have a good
night,
guys.
one. See you.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a mansion.